Now we've gone up to the northwest. We've gone all the way to Iceland.
Oh, yes!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of the Corners of Europe Challenge, and welcome to the first episode here as part of our new club. We've moved away from Santa Clara, the westernmost club in all of European football. Now we've gone up to the northwest. We've gone all the way to Iceland, the furthest country who play in UEFA competitions, and a team here who have played in UEFA competitions as recently as this season. Conference League qualifiers for them, and we have gone to KA in Iceland. I'm not going to give an attempt at the new name because I don't think that one's for me. It's a bit more tricky than the likes of Santa Clara, but we've come to KA here in Iceland, and I'm just excited and ready to get straight into it. We achieved our first goal at Santa Clara, winning promotion with a team, and now the next goal here is to win a domestic trophy, win the domestic cup of a country, and we've come up to KA in Iceland. You know, very far away from most of mainland Europe. I mean, from London, it's around a 2-hour flight. I mean, from the Azores as well, it's probably around 3 or 4 hours as well from our last club. Many kilometers. You will be able to see that on the map down in the description below. If you take a look at the video or the Reddit post, it is there. The map is there for you to see the distance between the two clubs. But we've come all the way up here, the northwestern most country. One of the there's many clubs here on the very kind of, I guess, small island. It's a very sparsely populated, so it's kind of scattered about where people are located. But there's many clubs kind of on the west side of Iceland, but KA are based in the very kind of the northern part of Iceland, kind of far away from many of these teams in and around the capital of Iceland, found on the west side. So quite a far team in terms of travel once again for us when we have to go and play games, and when teams come to us as well. Even though we are far away from the whole of Europe, if we went in European competition, teams who have to come to us in the league are going to have to travel very far. But I guess our real focus isn't on the league. It's going to be what we do in the Icelandic Cup. As you can see there, it is there for us. But we'll go and take the league first shortly. So it's a very simple format. We have to play just 12 teams. We'll get very familiar with a lot of these. We're going to be playing them very regularly. It's not going to be as many games. The time between games is kind of spread out a little bit more. So how it works is you've got I think it's the initial groups here, so 22 games you play, obviously home and away with every team in the league, and then you go and split into two groups. I think this is quite a common thing with I know it doesn't happen in the big leagues, but it is quite a common thing with smaller leagues, and it's quite a cool thing. So you've got a championship group, which is your top 6 teams from that past season, and then you've got a relegation group, which is your bottom 6 teams from that last season. So the relegation teams, obviously the bottom 2 will get relegated. KA had a very bad season actually. They are a team who usually float around the very high kind of the high spots in the league. As you can see, a second place finish in 2022, dropped off a little bit, but still a 5th place, which qualified them for the they managed to get the Conference League qualifiers because they came runner up. I know this is I'm pretty sure, it's a bit different because like the seasons work here different, so it's year on year, not like from August to kind of May, the typical season of European clubs. They do it year on year. That's why we're starting a new season in April. So Santa Clara, just as they end their season, we're kind of starting our new season here, the 2025 season in KA. I don't really know how it's kind of a mix, but their real result in real life meant that they finished runners up in the cup. I know it doesn't come up here because the 2023 cup was not finished, but they came runners up in that. But the winner of that cup that year, which was Viking, I believe. They qualified already for Europe via the league, so the second place runners up in the cup, which were KA, got a shot in the conference league qualifiers. Did very well actually. Third place, I think third round. Sorry, I think they managed to get to. So a good result for them. Good bit of experience and yeah, some European kind of experience already, and that's why they're able to make this cut as the one of the teams, the furthest most teams to play in a UEFA European competition. They have been in previously as well, but that is kind of a recent example. And just last season where they have played in European football. That is a quick overview. I mean, it's been around 5 minutes, but that is the overview of the team, the competitions we're going to play in. We'll take a look at the Icelandic Cup in a second, but we've also had this Icelandic League Cup, which is, I'm not sure, I think it's like a pre-season thing. I mean, it's already been completed for us, as you can see here. This here is basically our whole preseason, 8 games. We've had to play 5 of them in this League Cup. I mean, I don't know if there's a League Cup B, but apparently we're playing in the League Cup A, so maybe the lower leagues, there must be a different League Cup there. But we go into, everyone goes into groups. If we go and take a look at all the groups here, so 4 groups of 6, 24 teams playing, so that's the first and second division. The winners of these 4 groups advance on to kind of a playoff round, and then the winner of that obviously wins the trophy. I don't know if it's, I guess they kind of have to have a second trophy, which is typical in every country, and that's what they do as kind of their pre-season thing. I think it's quite a good concept actually. Not of the most prestigious trophy, I'd assume, if we go and take a look at the 78th. So it's kind of their secondary cup, similar to our in England the Carabao Cup. That's their nominated choice of secondary domestic competition, and it's a very good concept, especially for kind of a pre-season thing. I don't really have much knowledge on it, but I think it's been good. We've had some good games. You play against teams in the first and second division, and it's been good. We finished third in our group, I believe. If we go and take a look back at the groups, yeah, we finished third there. 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. Just the 1 loss to Viking there, as you can see, who are a very good team. I assume they're based in Reykjavik. If they've got R at the end of the name, I'm not too sure. Hopefully they are, after I've just said that. But that's where a lot of the teams are kind of based, Reykjavik, in the capital. So yeah, that was a kind of a really good thing for us to play in, and we weren't able to win our group. Very tough to do so, but still a good bit of pre-season action for us. And then finally the Icelandic Cup. I mean, the minimum for us is the quarter final. That's what the board are expecting. We do join in at the third round, so all the teams from the other divisions are playing. Some under-9 teams in there as well, and under-19 teams in there playing as well. So it has got a lot of teams in the early stages. Third round is where we jump in May, so 1 month from now is the draw for that, and then yeah, we're 4 rounds away, or 5 rounds away I should say, from going on and completing the second goal as part of the Corners of Europe challenge. We're going to have a shot at that this season. I wouldn't expect us to win it this season, but yeah, we'll give it our best shot. This team in the last season got, I'm not sure if, I think I saw it somewhere. If we go and take a look, actually, I think it might have been quarterfinal, something like that. If we go to the schedule and take a look at last year, so the quarterfinal, a 1-0 loss very narrowly at home. If we can do that, I think we've got a very, very good chance. We're going to play some tough teams, obviously, but we'll get a feel for them in the league, see how we need to set up, and kind of the whole focus will be on trying to win that cup, a trophy they have never won, 4 times runners up. It would be nice to finally go on and win it. 1-time winners of the league as well. I believe, if we're going to take a look at their overview, yeah, 1-time winners there. As you can see, first division as well, which is the division division below, and they're also the Champions Cup, which is, I think it's I don't know, is it like the Community Shield type thing? So or is it first and second division? I'm not really too sure, but that's what they have here in Iceland. A very complex system, but it looks quite fun. You know, kind of a small division, real good football on display. We've got some real good wonder kids coming out. The cups are looking good, and it looks managed really, really well. And we've come to a really good club here in KA with lots of potential, as we've seen with their results in the last few years, proven to be a really decent team. And hopefully we can go on and get the result that we want with them here. And finally, the last thing we have to look at is the squad that we have here at KA. I mean, the names are going to be a fun thing to learn. There's been a few signings already brought in. We'll get into them shortly, but this is kind of the main squad at the moment. What we're looking at in terms of potential, some very very good players. I mean, a lot of starting players here who are looking very very good market valuations, a lot of money for this level. I'd assume. One of the stronger squads in the league, I'd say, and that's why we are expected to could do quite well in the league. I don't know what we're predicted. If we go and take a look at the season preview, we are predicted fifth place, which is not bad, I guess. Bit of a best of the rest of these teams here at the top, most notably in the Conference League and playing in competitions like that, recently qualified, stuff like that. So the European teams, and we need to we're kind of going to be the best of the rest, but we know what the focus is on. But we also want to go on and do well in the league. If we're here for a few seasons, we'll get a lot of money for that. Good for the reputation, and just good to get football in us, because at the end of the day, it is going to be the main thing that we focus on. Even if we make a final, that's only 5 games. If I don't know if there's 2 leg ties in the semi-finals and stuff like that, but it's a minimum of 5 games, potential of 7 basically in a season. And most outside of that, it'll be what, 27 games in the league. I think in the championship groups, if we go and take a look at the stages, so it's 27 in total. So that's like it's 50, 20, 80% of our games will be in the league, and around 20 something like that will just be in the cup. So a big focus on that. We need to try and nail it down, and it'll be a good time with just these 12 teams. The table will fluctuate a lot, but it'll be much less games than it should make for a really, really good time. But yeah, the squad is looking very, very good. Current ability already is good. There's still some places we need to improve, and signings are going to be made. We still have 38 days left in the transfer window. A lot of money, which a lot of it has been spent already, which I'm happy that I've been able to. Players are kind of they're more reasonably valued compared to it at Santa Clara. There was more money going around at Santa Clara, but the prices you had to pay, you could only get one real good player for the money you had. I know at Santa Clara that's how it was. Maybe at other clubs it was different for some of the big clubs with a bit more money. I thought we had a lot of money for that level, but that's how it was. But here you can kind of spend your money a bit more reasonably. If you want to strengthen more areas, you can, and that's exactly what we have done here in this transfer window. And we'll go and take a look at it now. You can see already how it's been distributed quite well. We'll look at the players we brought in shortly. I don't think anyone has really left of note for big fees. Yeah, they haven't really left. The only real player who's left for us is here, as you can see, a fee of around 32,000 for a young goalkeeper. He has gone and left us. We won't stand in his way. If he wanted to go on, we get a good bit of money for him, and we've brought in a very very good replacement, which will be shown shortly. So yeah, a lot of money. We haven't stood in his way, and he has moved on now to one of the Norwegian clubs, I believe, where we should be in a few weeks' time, or maybe even a few months' time, when we hopefully move on to Tromsø once we've achieved this goal here in KA. We have so much knowledge of Spanish and Portuguese players. It's really really impressive how. I think it's been carried over from Santa Clara. I don't know how. Maybe it's just my knowledge as a manager here. It's all been carried over, but the scouting budget, I don't think we have any scouting range on. We had some money, but I don't know where it's all gone, to be honest. Maybe I need to put some more back in, but the knowledge we have of Spanish players is really good, and that helps us with our goal of trying to sign players from the previous country. So it's helping it. It's not been completed yet, obviously, because we have to do it every club, but I know for a fact we have signed at least one previous player, maybe even a few more. I think it's we'll take a look shortly, but we have signed a player from previous nationalities, not club yet, because it's something that still needs to be sorted out. I have looked in bringing in players from Santa Clara. If you're not aware of this, you need to go and take a look at the goals in the description. 2 of the goals are sign a player from the previous nationality where he managed at, and sign a player. This is at every club. Sign a player from the previous club you managed at. We have to take that around every club. Santa Clara, not just yet. We haven't been able to bring a player in, but the Portuguese players have come in. The first player we've brought in is Mauro Couto. As you can see here, he's on loan from Sporting, the team who we beat in the final episode of our time at Santa Clara last time out. He is looking like a real good player. In his first game here at the club, he got hat-trick on debut. Really, really impressive. An inverted winger on that left foot. He helps us with this. That's one thing I need to get into. Wow, it's been a very, very eventful episode. We'll just just get the one game in the final part of this episode. But yeah, real good player. We've got inverted winger, still very young, Portuguese player as well. He could be a real star player for us. Next player we brought in, Victor Parada, centre back, loads of potential behind him, Spanish. We've brought him in on a free transfer. He is a former player of Deportivo Alaves, who are they're in the Basque region, around the Basque region, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they are, as you can see there. So they're rivals with Real Sociedad and Pamplona, Osasuna. They are, who, if you remember from the Sociedad to Success save, if you've not seen that already, I would highly go and recommend watching it. It was such a great time there in Real Sociedad that we had. But they were one of our rivals. It's all love there in the Basque region, and yeah, we have brought him in from there. Real good potential, looks like a real decent player, and yeah, we brought him in on a free transfer. Good deal overall. Next player brought in, Vinicius Diaz, Brazilian goalkeeper. He looks like a real key player. We needed a goalkeeper replacement. We did have a goalkeeper who was here with us, but he was already scheduled to leave on a free transfer, so he's obviously gone. That we can't stop him. He looked good, but now we've brought in Diaz here. As you can see, overall looking like a real good player, and yeah, a good deal to wrap that up. And finally, we've brought in Luis Motta, at striker. He's wearing the number 2. Oh no, that is a bit of a mistake. I don't know why he's wearing the number 2, but maybe it works for him. We're trying new ideas. It's important as a manager to always be going with new ideas, and I guess that's kind of what we've done with him. Overall, looking like a decent player. We can definitely find a lot of potential in him. He's coming from Porto, so two of the big three Portuguese clubs we've signed players from now, from the B team as well. I don't know if we played against him when we were at Santa Clara. We had a tough time against them, the Porto B team, but we were also able to beat them as well. So he has come from there. He needs to improve his consistency and stuff like that. If we go to his scout report, consistency is a bit of an issue, one-footed, but he looks like he could become a real key player if he continues to develop. And I think I know a thing or two now about developing strikers, and hopefully he can go on and have a good season for us here at the club. This is what the squad is looking like for now, looking really, really good, and the defence needs sorting out a little bit, but I mean, we didn't get a right back or a left back. The left back here, as you can see, Arneson, he can play left back and right back, but I don't know where he was before, but we just didn't get a wing back apparently. What can you do? That is what it's looking like at the moment. I think I've covered everything. It's very, very exciting. I think we've got a real good time on the cards here at KA, and hopefully we can go on and achieve that goal. However long it takes, I'm sure we're going to be able to do it and get them over the line in the goal that they have never been able to achieve. 4 times they've tried, 5th time hopefully is the charm. We're going to go into this first game of our time here at KA. We're going to be going away to Leiknir, and yeah, let's just go and get straight into it. So the team for our first game here in KA, you're gonna have to give me a chance on some of these names. I mean, some of the Brazilian and the Portuguese players and Spanish players who've come in for us. They're gonna help a bit, I guess, with that. Luckily, that knowledge has come over and we can sign those players, which is kind of good. We don't need a scouting budget because there's a lot of high potential players from those countries. As expected, we brought some of those in. They are coming into the team today. Let's go and take a look. It starts with Diaz in goal. We've got a back line of Arneson, Parada, Berkovic and Jonsson. We've got Severson in the holding position, Hawkson and Hafsteinson. We've got in the midfield. We've got Stoll on the left. We've got Kuta on the right. Motta up top. And one thing I forgot to mention actually is, as we've come to a new club, we have to use a new tactic. That is one of the goals and kind of the things I said when this save is very important for me to learn new tactics, and hopefully you can as well. Maybe this is a new tactic you've never really picked up before. We've got rid of the counter-attacking tactic and we're using a tactic I'm very, very happy to learn and get into. I think it could really, really be good. I mean, it just seems really satisfying way to play football, and that is the control possession tactic. I did initially try with the 4-2-3-1, but with the players we got, I think this is a bit more suitable. I think it's going to work well with basically the same formation. If it needs changing up, it will be changed up. But for now, this is what we're going with, similar to before. And yeah, let's go straight into this game against Leiknir. Kick off here in this game, and we've already gone 1 goal down. I mean, I had commentary on, I believe, because we're playing the preseason. That's what I usually keep it on. I know it's not good for the results, but that's what we have to go with. We have gone one down, but early on, I mean, kind of holding possession has not been too beneficial for us because we've not generated chances. I mean, in pre-season, we only had one loss in 8 against the variety of teams we played. I was very happy with the performances we're putting in, and that narrow loss to Vikinga, who are the best team in the league, I'd argue. It wasn't too disappointing. Only a narrow 1-0 loss at home, game where we had many chances. I think we've set up a good team. There's a few more signs who need to come in. I mean, we really need that wing back, maybe another centre back. But I think for now we're okay. We've got a really good kind of midfield and attack. Some of the best players in the league. In fact, we've got there. We just need to really secure ourselves. We've got a good kind of morale at the club as well. It's looking good, and it's something we'll start to build on here in our time at KA. By the very last episode, or any episode, I will pronounce that full name. I'm gonna have to learn how to say it because I don't think KA is gonna. I've got to give a bit of respect for the long name. I know it starts with Nats, I believe, like KNATTS, something like that. I'll have to learn that, get that nailed down, and yeah, have to say it eventually at some point. Maybe not every time, but I think K. I mean, it's on the badge, so maybe it's a bit more of the common term. As far as I'm aware, it is. So that's what we can kind of go with for now. It even says it at the top. So I guess it'll do the job for now. But I'm sure I can give it a bit more respect in the future. We are 2-0 down here, and we are being threatened for a third goal inside the first half. Down that left side, a bit of defending needed. I mean, that's where we are kind of playing our very young right back who he's been given a bit of a task today, and we need to bring someone in. I've got a proposal for a loan actually, which needs to go through. It's not been in time for this game, but I think it's another Spanish player who's. Oh no, it's a Norwegian player actually. We were looking at a few Spanish players, but it's a Norwegian player who's going to come in. As far as I'm aware, I'm not sure from where exactly, but I'm very certain it's a Norwegian player, or unless it's from a Norwegian club. We do have that in kind of it's in talks. I mean, finding fullbacks has been quite hard. Left backs was okay, but Arneson, I really want to play on the left and have a natural right back, even if it's not a crazy good player. He looks like a real solid option who we're bringing in, but it has been tough to find that kind of. You want that high potential player, and it's been tough to find that. But I'd rather that secure player, and that's what we get in this play, and hopefully can be for us. Hawkson's hit through on goal here, and he's forced to save from the keeper. Our first real threatening chance. This is kind of the issue with controlling possession. How long do you wait for a chance to come? I mean, you can knock it around, kind of hold that ball, but how are you going to generate your chances? And I think Motta helps with the possession play, but we need goals out of him. That's very, very important. It's a bit of a risky sign. It reminds me a lot of Kenny Coker when we initially signed him. He's kind of not proven. He could be good. He could be really, really good, or he could just not turn up and he could not score goals at all for us. Hopefully it is that he scores the goals, but I guess we do have a backup striker. I mean, you're always looking to improve a position. If you can improve it, why not? And that's kind of the case with us. We've decided to bring Motta in, and yeah, I mean, this is hopefully it can work for us. I'm going to bring on players here. I mean, I've got to get used to the squad really first to see who can go where, stuff like that. But I mean, we'll bring on the striker now. We've got Sigurd Gerson there, as you can see. We'll bring him on now, see how he does. He's been decent in pre-season. We'll play him as a poacher. I think the poacher in this control possession tactic might be all right because you're working the ball in the box, trying to cut out those chances, and maybe it'll work. But yeah, if you can improve a position, why not? And that's what we've done with Motta. Just hopefully can be good for us because he's got potential, and they believe that he can be good, but needs to find that consistency, find the goals, and hopefully he can for us. I'm not a fan of bringing in non-consistent performers, but he was there to take. There's not really kind of many players who have that ability especially for the asking price. Well, we only signed him for what, 15,000, which proves the point of the reasonable prices for players here. And I know signing them from Spain as well, but for the level as well that we're playing at, I'd say that probably the Santa Clara players are a bit better than here at KA. That's the way it is, and the prices are a bit more reasonable, and you can distribute it a bit more better when you've got a bit of money that we've been given, and from all those sales as well. That's how it's looking. First game here, it ends up in a loss, but I don't think it's too bad. It's been a interesting day trying the new tactic, and we've had that very long introduction, and yeah, I think it's been a great way to start off our time here at our second club as part of the Corners of Europe Challenge here in Iceland with KA. So once again, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave you with this little tune, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.